we don't wish to be rude because that's not how we want to come off. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard, yo, for dancers too. Excuse me. Thank you, man. It's hard, yo, for the dancers too, as a male aspect. Like you said, for the male aspect, it's kind of hard because for the male aspect, we have to reject wines also if we're in a relationship.
Wait.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Here's the
I'm a
thing,
deep-
though.
Yes,
Here's the
we
thing,
do.
though.
Yes, we do.
Hold
Hold
on.
on. Here's the
No.
thing.
Oh, I started
Here's
trouble
the-
now?
No.
Hold
Because
on.
I'll be damned if my boyfriend's out here rejecting wines thinking that I'm going to get mad. Like, no, bro. Get your wook. Because
You're
me,
gonna
I'm
get
gonna
mad.
my wook.
But hold on,
So
let
you
me
get your...
You
But
are
let me
going
help
to
you
get
understand one thing.
mad.
And I'm
You know
secure.
what I'm saying?
No,
Yo,
I'm
I'm
secure in my
sorry.
relationship. That's the thing. I'm secure. Like that's for insecure girls.
Yeah,
I'm secure in my
yeah,
relationship. I'm not
yeah.
worried about him cheating on me with no. I'm not worried about all that.
Yo, as long as that, like,
I-
okay, I'm gonna reverse my step also. If there's that understanding, right? If there's that understanding, and you understand that your
You can do
dancehall
what you
partner does this and that every night, you understand it, you won't have an issue.
But here's my thing. Because there's also respect within it. That's my only thing.
Yep.
Like, and I feel like that just goes into the whole relationships need to have a conversation with your partner.
I don't want to say the Americanized aspect of it. If someone's Americanized and don't know the Caribbean aspect of it, if someone's girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't understand the aspect of dancehall dancing, they're not gonna get used to someone's girl walking up in carnival or none
Half
of that.
naked.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. I don't know. That's just something I
I feel like in Boston though, you should be used to it by now. How many carnivals we have off these decades of having carnivals and skin out, half naked.
Yeah, but that's only to
Like,
people who are exposed to it.
It's
though.
just like, but it's just like for me, like if you're in a relationship with somebody, like for instance, Molly, I've seen her from the start, like getting within the party scene and stuff. So I understand where she's coming from when it comes to her man and understanding the dynamic of respect and boundaries. But if it's like, if you grown up in a Caribbean household and this is the things you do, like you know what I mean? Like he has to take that in consideration because that's where you're from. That's where you grew up. That's where you brought up. And you can't control somebody just because you're in a relationship and you don't like what they do. Then leave them alone. Right. If you can't handle me whining upon somebody, leave me alone. If you can't handle what I do and at the same time, I understand, you're going to have respect for your man. Yeah. Anybody's going to have respect for your man if you're in that type of culture. But it's like, if you don't respect that, then just leave me alone. Like, that's it. That's it. If you can't respect that, leave me alone. If you just have to understand the culture of Caribbean culture, period, in order to understand a person when you get in a relationship. That's how I feel it.
And Yaya, you've been silent. What are you thinking?
She got right. She's the one. I was about to say she up here with the whole family. So,
Right.
like,
She got a whole
That's what I'm
family.
I was
The only
waiting.
one
I'm
with a
like,
whole
yo,
family.
I'm waiting for her. She got a whole family. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Okay.
I think it depends on your relationship too. Like the person that you're with, how far you go. Like for me, when I was younger, I was like slamming dudes, picking them up, doing all crazy, like grabbing them by their
Yes.
ankles.
If you
Yes.
if you only seen the half of the things
The half
that
of the
Yaya
shit.
used to do
Yeah,
way
it
back in
used-
the day, it blew your mind.
Yeah, it used to be some crazy shit that probably like I should have broken a lot of limbs a long time ago. But like once I got with my man and so forth, he's African, so he didn't care. Like he didn't care. He had already knew that I was a dancer. Yeah, he already knew I was a dancer. So it wasn't that. It was just like you can do whatever you want. I just don't want you dancing with guys. And I look at it like it's not a problem because one, he doesn't even dance. So, but he just knows the culture and like he grew up in Africa, so he knows dancing and all that. So that's not a problem. that was just one thing he didn't like. So I said, okay, it's a compromise. And for
Absolutely
me, I
on
don't
compromise.
care now because I know me and I know like how to move my weight. If I were to jump on somebody, I'd probably break their legs because they're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't know. Like I don't got time for that. Like I don't got time for you to fucking drop me on my head. Like I don't want to do that. So I feel like, again, you know, anybody that you're dating, and as a man, he also told me like, you also as a dancer and as a female, you got to respect yourself because a lot of these men, they don't. And as I got older, I started to see that like a lot of these men, they don't respect you. Like it doesn't mean that, oh, if you're going out half naked or this and that, that you're looking for something. Sometimes women just want to be naked. They want to just live their life, and that's fine. But you have these men that look at certain things that they I would say they appropriate the culture because they're looking at it and it's like, yo, I wonder if she could do that in the bed. Damn, I wonder if I could get some of that. I wonder if like, and then it turns like the sexual fantasy of it all kinds of turns into like on a nasty type, like cringe-worthy level because now they're looking at it in a different way instead of looking at it as like, oh, art, culture, just dancing overall. So I don't think you need to like completely like stop being with somebody because you dance or this and that. You just have to have the respect for yourself, respect for who you're with, and just, you know, it'll all work itself out. You will get some dudes that will try to get with you and be like trying to control you. I've had that. I've had dudes like, oh, I love you so much. I don't even fucking know you. I'm getting to know you.
You just gave the dance of a lifetime.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting to know you, so like, let's calm it down because
those ones be creeping me out the most.
Yeah, those be the ones that probably kill you. Like, you know what I mean? So you do gotta take, you know, use your gut. Oh, my cousin's just calling me. They're aggravating. No, we got like a little FaceTime. We're trying to like stay as close as possible, like family oriented. So, but we be calling and it be like Love and Hip Hop on that shit. So, I'm not gonna even answer that. You'll be like, you're doing something. But yeah, in general, I think it works for itself. Like you're gonna attract who you need. Yeah, I think so. You know.
Oh shit, I wasn't really expecting that answer.
What? What was you looking for?
No. I just didn't know.
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. Back in the days, I did have a man, and I didn't care because it was just like I'm doing me. I'm living my life. This is how I get my money. You're not gonna stop that. But when I got older and I was ready to like kind of settle down without like really announcing certain things or whatever. That's when I started to realize, like, you know, I have to compromise because I might, like she said, she might be, listen, I'm a human. So there might be one day, okay, you're saying you will let your man dance and this and that. That day he might dance. It might be the day I might pop in the back of his head because it's like, what you doing? I'm here. We're here together. Let's cuddle. Let's chill. Let's do us. Like, be right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying now, growing up and getting older, like, you know, you make the compromises. That's all.
So you as a dancer, and you were saying like, how do you respect your woman when you go out and dance now that you're in a relationship? Like, are you like picking girls up? Are you like, you know what I mean? Are you not picking girls up anymore?
Are you doggering? Right? Are you doggering?
Because you said you don't let guys pick you up, right?
So my thing is, when I step into a relationship, I already know that like there's just certain things I can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Versus when I'm single, you know what I'm saying? And there'll be those days where I'm like, you know, as faded or as you know, high as one may or may not be, there, you know, one can just lose themselves just because of the moment of the dance. But granted, it like, it's not to say that when I've been in relationships, I haven't slipped up. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you do?
We're not gonna.
You might as well spill it.
Nah,
So-
too derogatory. Don't spill it.
Nah,
it,
bad.
spill it.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just more so like years back when I was like back when YMCA parties, boys and girls parties, and certain just parties at house parties. Like, granted, me. Hold on, wait.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
I'm sorry, it sounds ghetto.
There would be like back in the day when
White
like
church.
house parties were really it to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was a part of the culture
I've
after
been
the club.
caught by,
Wow, I missed it.
Like
After party.
friends of girls that I've been talking to, and they were like, "Oh, Mel's is doing this, Mel's is doing that," and I'm just and to me, I always looked at it like, look, I was out there just trying to enjoy myself. And granted, it's not to say that I was doing wrong by you, but also I understand how you feel. So, if you choose to move on and stop this relationship or whatever we may or may not call ourselves, then I will respect that and honor that. But on my side, I always looked at it like, you know what? I went out there and I had a great time.
Can we respectfully talk about the alter egos that take place in the dancehall scene? So when we're all out here talking about, oh no, I would never, and I'm doing this, and then that song comes on, and now you done cartwheeled onto the guy. It's because
I don't want to talk about it.
It's because
I don't want to talk about it.
yeah.
I don't want to talk about it because that.
Nah,
I feel attacked.
Wait.
If I had to air it out, you gotta air it out. What you talking about?
I feel attacked.
Wait, before you go, she
I
said
feel
it's
attacked.
because. Wait, before you go, you said it's because what?
Because I feel like because once you go into, like, for instance, what he's saying is like, the culture, the you having, like, you're not going in. I'm not going in as Makia. I'm going in as dancehall queen Yaya. What does Yaya
Absolutely.
bring to the party when she's coming or when she's booked or this and that? It's like excitement. If I'm really booked, like. I just have my son, so like I be in and out. I don't be playing with them yet. When I'm ready to start playing again, it's like, oh yeah, I might just flip off of that. I might just hold this and just put my legs through this and do a split off of it. Like then you're getting like your alter ego is now coming out, and now this is like a whole like you're in the fucking zone. So it's like you might be like, oh, I ain't supposed to be dancing, but somebody come up real quick and you be like, okay, I'm fucking back up. You know what I'm saying? Like because now that's where you kind of break the rules a little bit because you're feeling it. Like you're in it. Like now this is like even when you see, like, for instance, when you see these videos and you see people dancing and all that, like you gotta really be there to like to really see it, because you could be there, like you could not be there seeing and be like, damn, that shit was lit, and I could be there and be like, that shit was not that fucking lit, but on camera, if you really look at it this way, it was lit. Like, you know what I mean? Because you've seen so much in a dance hall, you can see a lot. You can see, and I'm not talking about the slackness, but you can see a lot. Like, you can see a lot of talent. You can see a lot of different things. There's like, for instance, for me, I know how to do a front flip. I've never been to gymnastics. I don't know where the fuck that came from. It's just being in the party. I never, like, even Minnie being around me, Minnie has never seen me do a front flip before. I can do a front flip with my hands behind my legs. How? I don't know. But because I'm in the
That's
vibe
like getting
and I'm
rich
in
with a
the
high school
mood,
diploma.
it's just like anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I think that's...
Oh, Miss Molly.
Shout out to Yaya. We about to be at her dance classes.
No, because one thing I don't like is when people drop the Molly. Like when they put me on flyers and they put me on posters and all this other stuff. Please don't forget the Miz. My alter ego is Ms. Molly.
Okay.
Please stop playing on my name. But no,
Birdman, big up to yourself.
You responding to what Yaya was saying about finding your alter ego when
Oh yeah, I mean my alter ego.
I think it was like-
I definitely get it. So like in a party, like I was saying before, being in relationships and stuff. Like I definitely get it though. When you break out in your alter ego and you just get in the vibe and you get in the mood and you get in the energy, like you definitely like pop out and like, all right, I'm gonna fuck it up. But I also know that like, if we're still talking on the whole relationship aspect of it, like I still do it within a respect, kind of like I know one of the times like I broke out the most, like, cause these house parties are cool and all, but I broke out the most at Carnival. The vibe that Carnival will give you. And I know Carnival is that's a Soca culture. That's not even dancehall culture. That's Soca culture. But nonetheless, it's still, the greater Caribbean culture,
Can I be honest?
What?
I'm not really a fan of Soca.
All right, bye. Anyway.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
We're not
Wait
talking
a
to her.
minute.
No.
Hold on.
We're not talking to her.
You see
Hold
this
on.
face?
blasphemy.
Hold on. Let me.
No, we're not
I
doing
like
this.
the old
If
school
I'm allowed.
reggae.
We're not doing this.
If I'm
the
allowed.
dancehall. It's like, I'm sorry. That's my shit.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
ghetto gal. That's my shit. Like,
My thing about certain soca songs
Portmore and
is
Spanish.
like
Of course.
you are able, like, as a male dancer who just frees up and just enjoys the vibes rather than knowing certain selective steps. When a soca song comes on and I'm able to step to it best believe I'm gonna do it.
Don't
I'm
get me
gonna
wrong. I
free
can
up.
step to some soca. I'm Caribbean. It's in my blood.
No.
Like but
Yeah,
like
he's,
I can't
he's
listen
talking
to.
about the pasa pasa
Right.
to some
Oh,
to some
okay,
soca.
okay.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
definitely there are those songs where I can really be on some. I can just.
All I was saying was like you can bust the soca. Like if it's some like feel good soca, yeah, you can bust pasta pasta. But if it's something about whining and gal and stuff like that, I
If
hate
you
when
just
I
whine
see
into
dudes.
a girl,
Can I finish
then
my
I can
song?
understand that. But when there's those tunes where like if I'm drizzed enough, like absolutely, you'll catch me in a dance and niggas will look at me like, man, what the fuck are you doing?
It have to take you to the point where you're not drizz enough. You
Oh,
when
I've
you're
been
not
at a,
drizz
I've
enough
been at
and
a
it's just
dance and
automatically
not
in
have
your
a
culture,
drink.
that's when it hits you. Cause that's just what it is when
Man.
you're Caribbean.
Go ahead, man. Finish.
My thoughts over.
Go ahead. Do it.
My thought is really over.
For real, cause I really wanted to hear
Say
what
what
the
uno
hell
have
you
to
had
say,
say.
dog. Say what uno have to say.
Say it.
You want somewhere else with the conversation. That's why.
I'm sorry. My bad. Did I just throw off the conversation?
You sure did.
You kind of.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I just say it just a little bit.
Bet. I'll shut up for the rest of the podcast.
No. You don't got.
Ain't nobody say that. I let
Nobody
you talk.
said that.
Honestly, I'm out of questions. Is there anything else that
Shoot.
I'm out of questions? Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about?
You can't be out of question, man. You
I'm
got
out
all the questions.
I know. Go ahead, bro.
Hold up.
All the money,
Up. The Nigerian
Nah,
came
let
back.
me- let me- Can each of y'all give like what inspired y'all to be a part of like dancing? What inspired y'all to be a part of like dancehall or to be a part of that culture?
I was forced. I was born into it. I was forced, so I don't know. I was forced into it.
You said you was forced.
Yes, cause I'm
You act like you had a gun to your head.
tingle. Then I'm no like.
Where you was born?
I mean, she just admitted to me that she's from Portmore, like Spanish Town. Listen, if you from Spanish Town, Jamaica, it's a ghetto. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You know, like it was really, part of building who I am now. Like people don't know that I'm not super, like I'm third generation Caribbean. Like I'm third generation Jamaican invasion. I'm third generation. I'm American as fuck. My mom was born in England, like, and my dad's from New York. So it's like people don't know that, but it's like the culture. My family that I'm closest to, Caribbean, grew up in the Caribbean scene. They're all super Caribbean. Their parents are born in the islands and stuff. And then there's me, and I'm like, hey, screw it, yo, like. This is what I relate to. I don't relate to a lot of American culture. This is what I connect to. So I'm going to break out and skin out and all this extra stuff, because that's what I like to do. And
It's
fun.
funny because growing up for me, like my mom was the Jamaican. Like she dated
My mom's Jamaican
all,
as fuck too.
My
My
mom,
mom's
she knows
Jamaican.
all patois, blood clot them, all that. But literally, like my dad was her ex-husband, and like he's Jamaican and Costa Rican, and then like every other person she dated after that was like Caribbean. So it's just like it's always been embedded in me, whether it was from my dad or from like the people I surrounded myself with or the people I put on about the Caribbean culture. And it's a lot, and it's a lot to take in. A lot of people like they enjoy what we what we do and how we produce things. And I honestly, like, my first time leaving the country I went to Jamaica, and I want to tell y'all it was the most beautifulest thing I ever experienced, because it made me think like how privileged we are in the US.
Facts.
How much we can get and how much we can receive government assistance, this, that, and the third.
Bro, they don't even have Uber.
Like, listen, okay, I
you
was
have to take
I
a
was trying
taxi.
for real.
And them
Like,
taxis
you gotta
ghetto.
know somebody to know somebody. You better hope you ain't cute either, cause you gonna get kidnapped with them
Okay.
AK.
No, them taxis is
and
crazy.
them policemen are soldiers. They're not even real policemen, man.
They're
It's
soldiers.
crazy. But honestly, like, when you leave the country and to the other parts of places, and you realize the opportunity you have and how much you can build and how much you can build the country or build yourself, it becomes a whole lot of different aspects. Like it becomes more than dancehall. It becomes more than reggae. Like like it's deep. It gets deep. It goes back to Africa. That's how deep it
It
gets.
becomes
Always.
home. It
It
becomes
gets.
home.
It goes right back to Africa. That's how
Yeah.
deep it get. It's
Yeah.
so
I
crazy.
think-
That's why I tell people, if you're gonna listen to reggae, you gotta listen to Sizzler. You gotta listen to King Warrior, Warrior King. You gotta listen to all these people that the Capleton. You have to listen to.
Luciano.
But-
Okay, you gotta listen to these people that are sending a message.
I mean, you said Skilly Bang. Skilly Bang.
Skilly Bang.
Skilly
My-
Bang's not even Jamaican, bro.
Is that the?
Damn.
Skilly Bang's not Jamaican.
On that dog, Skilly Bang's Trinidadian.
So,
On that
I
dog.
never heard of it.
But my thing, hold on,
Yo,
wait, wait,
may I
wait,
drop the
wait,
mic?
wait.
Look at him like
Hold
he's
on,
Jamaican.
can I say one
May
thing?
I drop the mic tonight?
Hey, hold the mic,
You
hold the
see-
mic, hold the mic, hold the mic.
Hold on
One
there.
thing for me that
Magenta,
really
Skilly
set,
Bang not Jamaican. May I drop the mic?
I think one thing for me that even before you two even started presenting like the culture of what dancers and dance hall is and still becomes to be was a very it's maybe Yaya, you may remember, Fresh, you may remember, Minnie. A lot of stores used to sell pasta pasta videos. You know what I'm saying? Listed from 1 to at least 100. You know what I'm saying? So I remember,
For
I
real.
remember, I remember my first time ever. Like
I felt
would,
like it was porn. I was confused.
Yeah,
I was scared.
that-
I was like
you
6
know what?
years old
Like,
watching that shit.
my parents being Caribbean parents, also with the Hispanic side of it, they always was like, nah, you don't need to watch that. There's
No,
much
you do.
vulgarity. By the time I was 18, and I was like, you know what? I'm curious. I need to know.
And that's
what's
when you're
going
supposed to be
on.
watching
You know
that
what I'm
shit
saying?
before you got
So,
curious, so you can know what time it
definitely,
is.
There was friends like it was like, yo, Mel, I got that new pasta pasta video. Yo, bro, this dance here. Like I remember the one pasta pasta video I seen, and it was It was John Hype and Ding Dong going against each other. That in my mind just told me, I was like, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to move that way. You know what I'm saying? And if you see a lot of these new R&B hip hop artists doing whatever it is, mind you, they have an amazing craft. And granted, it all originates from dancehall and Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen all that happen and take place, I was like, I need to be part of this community, because I know everything that goes on after is it may change, but also wow, it's gonna be it's great. I just fell in love with dancing when it came to that one video. That's my whole thing. Oh, so y'all just trying to find a beer holder? I got it.
Yeah. What about you, Yaya?
So normally I'm good with a bottle. It's just that's
I became like really invested in dancehall like at a young age. My mother used to play a lot of like old school dancehall, reggae music, and then she was in a relationship with a guy for like almost like 15 years. So he had a daughter that lived in Jamaica. Her name was Pettigay. And she would come up like every year because she had her visa. So you know how those things go. You can't really stay too long. And so she would come up and she would like show me all the dances. And I would just sit there and look. Like she'll show me my mom and I would look. And then when she left, I would like practice them dances in my room. Like, yo, I got to do
Practice
these.
makes perfect.
Yeah. And so then I remember I got Pasta Pasta was the shit. Like we used to get those DVDs and learn those DVDs, like learn those fucking moves. Like it was like
Bible study or
yeah.
something.
Until I got the opportunity to actually be on a couple of them in Jamaica, and then I was in some in Boston, out of state and stuff like that. So it's like the whole full circle of me throwing my own Pasta Pasta in the city that I live in is like crazy. You know what I mean? Like so it's like even the guy that started it wrote and was just like, wow, this is good that, you know what I'm saying, you're taking something that I started in Jamaica and it's reached this way into Boston, and it's a weekly night just like it was a weekly night in Jamaica, like, you know what I mean? So over the years, I would just watch, practice until like I was like, all right. I met the guys that I was in a crew with, and we was like doing, practicing, dancing, battling. I was like the only female that I wasn't really into the girl skin out stuff. I was a shota dancer, and there's no room for there's no room for dancehall queens that don't skin out, that don't really, they're not half naked. And even to this day, out of all the girls that are active or here before me or whatever, I'm still in that space where it's like I'm not gonna sell myself out per se to do certain things because
Absolutely,
because
because it's integrity. It gotta be still proof. That's what it is.
So that's why it's like so like serious to me. I'd be like more I'd be like more hurt when I see like now in Jamaica, they've made it a thing where you cannot come to Jamaica and learn the dances and teach Jamaican dances if you're not Jamaican. And for me, I'm not even Jamaican, and I love that because you know how, and not to get all political and shit, but the Jamaican culture,
I don't know, gatekeep
culture,
the culture.
Yeah, Jamaican culture, dancehall culture. If we're gonna go back to those days, slavery and all that, we're gonna go back to the UK. A lot of them come to Jamaica, learn the dances, go back to their country, and then they're teaching those classes,
like they
hundreds
know
of girls weeks and weeks as if it's their dance. Yes, you can give the credit and you can give the credit and this and that, but why don't you bring those women that made those dances
back
to the
Jamaica
country and make them make that money that they should be making instead of coming, oh yeah, I'm supporting you.
That's what it is.
It's
You know what I'm
extortion.
saying?
Extortion.
And
That's
so
what
And
they
this
do.
is why I'm
That
all
in
supporting
itself,
gatekeep Jamaican culture, gatekeep
and not to
Caribbean
be
culture.
and not to be funny because I have a lot of friends, a lot of dancehall queens that's overseas that I've done videos and stuff with. I'm cool with them, but in general, for me, in order for you to keep that culture and keep it as rich as you can, you have to put those type of things in place. You have to, because you will lose the culture if you don't, and it's slowly slipping through the hands. But that in itself kind of got it back to what it needs to. Yo, if you come in here, you want to learn dancehall dances, you need to learn it from Jamaicans.
Okay.
As you should.
Absolutely.
The food too. You want to learn about
The food?
You want to eat the food, the good food? You better go from an original, authentic Jamaican, because other than that, you ain't getting none. You ain't getting it right.
You better know someone's mom or something.
I'm telling you.
We're talking on the dancehall aspect for the men them. For the men them.
Never going back.
Mels, where do you feel dancehall scene is for the men them? I know, right? You got a mic, but I'm passing the mic. But
So for me, a lot of for a lot of men in the dancehall scene, if I may say this, the before and after. Before it was more, it was a little bit more unified. To know that there was that borderline where like if you didn't know something, somebody could teach you. Somebody can like, yo, I know you're still trying to find your rhythm, but try it this way. Nowadays, to me, I can't speak for everybody, but then again, I also say I'm not perfect myself. Nowadays, a lot of people will sit there and critique you based on your style, just because they don't see what they do when they do it.
bullet.
And it be hate, though.
And it be hate. But then again, when have you seen me pressed at a scene because somebody else?
It's not a matter of you being. It's not a matter of you being
I
pressed.
feel you, but
because you be humble, but
and
a
the
lot
thing
of people
about
be
it is,
hating.
it's like I'd rather go to a scene 100 times. Well, excuse me. I'd rather go to a dance 100 times and shell the way I shell instead of going to a dance and replicating what another person does because that's what the crowd likes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I said it earlier.
Authenticity.
I said it earlier. There's gonna be 3 people who pull out their cameras and will say
And they're gonna like
and will
it.
say they will like it.
And
3
there
more.
will be that 3 more
Say
or
6 more.
Okay,
Six.
my bad. My bad.
We're not doing 6.
Don't hit me.
7.
Yep, that next.
Man,
10
praise
people-
God. 7.
I'll add 3 more to it. There's gonna be the. Hold on.
Me
There's
not care.
gonna be that.
7.
There's gonna be that next group of people. X amount
Manifestation.
that will
Yo,
really
no
sit there.
manifest nothing, nah.
Yeah, there'll be the next 6 people. They'll be like, well, the first
Yo.
3 will like it, and then the next
Yeah.
6 people
Alright.
will sit there
That-
and be
that's
like,
the law of
tell him,
average.
like,
tell him,
oh,
tell him.
That's the law
I
of average.
I can't rate it.
Let the man talk.
Absolutely. No, that's the law of average. You know, that's how it sometimes works. You're gonna get
Right.
a few people are
You're
gonna
gonna get
like
love and then you're gonna get hate.
It. Yeah.
But then, see, what I've noticed in a lot of dancers, male and female, they would, what people will comment about them lets them affect them when it comes to their craft. Again, see, I've
there's
got,
no
so
unity.
I'll use myself I'll use myself. I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but I'll use myself. I've heard people say, damn, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I don't like that. Ew. Like, and then you get the next group of people who's like, oh shit. Like, that's that to a lot of people they'll say that's new.
Yeah.
But to those that really understand, they'll sit there and be like, that's my nigga.
Because that shit could stunt your growth too. It's like, you know, your ability to be free.
Right. And I feel like a lot of the dancing now is way too commercial. Back when I
For
was
real.
way too
No, for
commercial.
real.
But then there was those 3 C's vibes
Too
where
much
people
ESPN. Sorry.
there was those back in the day when people used to go to like 3 C's. What's that club in Providence that used to be lit all
Club X.
Club X. That people used to go out there and just
Yeah,
and
Club
just
X and
free
Club
up
Karma.
just because the vibes was on point. You can walk into a dance and in your first 3 steps was dancing. You walk into a dance now, the dance will be clear and people just shelling the ball.
Nah, it's
supporting the
definitely
thing.
a fashion show.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
definitely feel like it's a fashion show more these days.
Yeah.
Like, and it's real unfortunate because like I really.
Wait.
Take a beer from the cooler.
This guy, he's
Yeah, he's giant. No, I'm just saying, like, I definitely feel like, you know, like, I wish things were less, like, about a fashion show and more, like, about, morals, values, and, coming out, having a good time, and, showing out at a party. Like, there was an all-white party that happened recently. Or, like, I'm not even going to pinpoint. I really like that all-white party. I wanted to talk about it. But no, I didn't get to go. I'm just really jealous I didn't get to go. But but no, there's like a bunch of Jamaican parties that have happened, and it's like I look at the party, I'm like, nobody's dancing, nobody's moving, everybody's just like
Everybody's holding their own corner.
Because
to
hold
the
it.
dance.
Wait,
They go, they grab a table, they
It's
buy
'cause-
their bottles, and they have like their couple of bottles, and they go for the vibe, and the vibe is cool. Like I'm cool with a vibe,
no,
but I'm like,
it's not the vibe.
but it's
Wait,
not.
Minnie,
But it's not.
Minnie, let's hear what Minnie. What were you about to say? Minnie, sorry?
Yeah, no. What was you about to say, baby?
I like it. Dancehall changed. That's what I was going back to saying. Like dancehall is all about freedom. Like that's the thing we were saying about that earlier. That's why I love dancehall because it's about being free. Like we were saying earlier, you can put on a rhythm. You can have a random person come up on the mic and start spitting some shit. You can say the same thing. You can say 3 sentences 15 times. And it'll be like girl skin
And it
out,
doesn't
pum,
matter.
pum, da, da. It doesn't matter what you're saying, but you're free.
So why
Like
did
you're
you?
free.
So why are you agreeing that like you said now it's too commercial? Like what does that mean? What does it look
Because
like?
the people took the fun out of it. Everyone's worrying about, oh, I gotta look good because she's gonna be there, or I gotta do this because
Not
I
only-
gotta buy. Hold on, I gotta buy this bottle because this person's there. It's not about being free now. It's all about politics. It's about looking good. It's all it's about.
It's all about.
It's not
looking
about
good.
it's not a fashion. It goes back to dance hall is unity. There's no more unity. That's why when you go
Everybody's
to a
like-
party,
I'm
you're not gonna see what dance hall really is. That's why we are what we are right now.
Everybody comes out like, oh, I wanna come out in my Balenciagas. I wanna come out in my Gucci. I gotta come out like you walk into a dance hall party. Tell me how much designer you see in that damn
And
party.
and the funny thing is, when you go to Jamaica, right? They don't got none of that. They
got
spend
no
they spend
designer.
$45-$50 on polo alone. Polo been back in 2010 for
45.
us.
Talk about 3,000.
Listen, they spend bread on
3,000
polo.
Jamaican dollars.
They spend a lot of money on polo. They think like right now. I just went there in February. Listen, when I was there, they like legit polo is the thing right now. And it's just like me in my head, I'm like, that shit was like 2010. And I'm like
10 years
and
ago.
Me being from the US and the benefit we have and the privilege we have, I legit was like thinking in my head like how much
And that's our
bread I can make
country.
out there.
Exactly.
Like how much capitalism I can get out there. And
I mean
honestly,
capital.
Yeah.
I mean, how much capital do you?
yeah.
Capital,
Sorry,
you don't want to
sorry.
oppress your own people
Yeah,
now.
I don't want to, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, how, like, because honestly, like out here in Boston, we all, like, polo is nothing to us. That's like $10 for us. If you go out in Jamaica, then they about to pay $50, $60 for that, for one T-shirt. So, like, it's about the economics, investments, just knowing, and just, and in the balance, it's about balance. For me, personally, life is about balance. It's about what people need and what you want.
What you love too.
And what you love and what you learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like people, like, don't lose the opportunity of meeting people and networking, because that can get you a long way. I'm a big person on that. That's why, honestly, I thank Shane for this. Thank you for this opportunity to have me be here, because honestly, I feel like this type of session is needed. Like our culture, we need this. We
Shout
need
out
to
Jemmy
talk
for
about.
involving me.
We need to
Man,
talk
shout out
about
y'all.
generation foundation and general wealth and generational wealth and all this things that's stopping us from doing the things that we want to do as a culture, as a unity, because to be honest, we're the only culture that can't get it right.
So
If you be realistic, like in Boston specifically, being specific in Boston, I was born in 1996. I've been here since then, and born in Brigham Women's Hospital. And guess what? I have not seen, like, I feel like my circle is the only circle that is really trying to see some type of change. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people around me don't understand the value of life and purpose. And
I feel like that's another problem.
I feel like reggae is a big part of the purpose part.
Yeah, but
But that's another
like
problem in
reggae was
Boston.
preaching
But
Bible
what's-
scriptures,
Can I
and
say
we're just
something?
sitting
Yeah,
here
go,
just
go,
being
yeah,
dumbfounded about
Can I
it.
just say another thing though?
be
Because that's
real.
another thing though. Because it's
We
like
grew up on that.
her circle.
Sizzler.
Her circle will be one group in Boston that'll be like, oh, this is what's gonna change Boston. And then Yaya will have another crew that's like, this is the circle that's gonna change Boston.
Right, y'all
and then
making
Minnie
noise.
will have the same thing. That's like
That depends
another.
on what you're
And nobody
into.
wants to get together and be like, yo, we can
I feel
all
like-
make something shake in Boston.
That's
and that's
real.
what upsets me the
But
most.
I also
because
feel
I'm
I also feel like that's real. Molly, no bullshit.
you know,
that's
because
real.
I'm like, if there was some unity in Boston, and that's one thing that
that's
I
the case.
personally.
There's no unity
and
in
that's
Boston.
what upsets me, because I'm like, bro, if your crew and Yaya's crew and Minnie's crew and Mel's crew and
On the same
Moses'
type of
crew
level?
all came together and like was like, yo, let's make
Yeah.
Boston shake,
Yeah.
bro.
But here's the
Like,
thing.
And
But
it's
here's
just
the
like,
thing.
why can't we get together and
You-
do that?
No, it's like,
Because
hey,
everybody,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
everybody
Wait,
wants.
Reason why the elders are
Everyone
here.
want to win.
But my thing is though, because like you got the youngins.
You guys are sorry.
Yeah,
I know I'm
yeah.
hip. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Hold on.